everybody, Rosie here. There's John. Hi, John. We're at Brox Glass in Bloomington, Indiana, and we are here with the owner. We're going to show you a few things. Hi, Eric.
Hey, how you guys?
This is Eric Brock of Brox Glass here in Bloomington, Indiana, and we're going to go into his shop and show you what is going on here.
Come on in, welcome.
So Eric is a glass artist, and I found Eric on Indiana Journey, PBS, and his items are amazing. Eric, I am so excited to be here today. And we're going to go through the process of making a marble. But first of all, I'm going to take you back to show you the finished product. And Eric has a wonderful shop here. How long have you been doing this, Eric?
This is my 5th year of blowing glass and 3rd or 4th year making marbles.
So I want to show you a little bit. We're going to do this live, but we have such a better ability to film this with the camera and not have to worry about a signal. His marbles are absolutely phenomenal, and I want to show you that one especially because when we turn, you can see the color in it. Oh my goodness, that's a holographic marble. I love that one. And all the intricate designs in there are just amazing. And he sells from this really nice studio he has here in Bloomington. And they're just gorgeous. So you can see how we're so excited to see him do a project here. Awesome. And you're known for sea turtles?
Yeah, that's how I started. Before I did marbles, I got pretty good at making sea turtles. I had a friend that asked me to make one, and I enjoyed it so much that I continued to make them.
Oh, how neat. Okay, so we're just going to go through a little quickie tour of what's involved in the process before we get to where Eric is going to start us out today. So these are the rods, and this is where all the imagination starts. This is where most of us can't even fathom moving from. How do you put those colors together to make those beautiful marbles? But that's why he's an artist. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then we're going to show you that this is his kiln. Now with marbles and stuff, do you have to cool them down like you would other things?
Yes, exactly. So that's how the kiln. That's what the kiln's for. In general, I don't. I got a little bit distracted. Sorry. Yeah, you have to use the kiln to cool down the marbles. It's kind of a funny thing, the way I got into glass, like I didn't even know that you needed that. My friend just sold me a torch and said go. And I had to learn a little bit later in life that I needed a kiln.
Yes, and cooling down in the larger pieces of glass I know is as important as heating it up.
Yeah.
And it takes so much time. Okay, so we're going to walk over here, and these are all projects that are started, and you can see how everything is twisted in there. And look at that. Oh my goodness. So I was looking at something that really showed how these all come together when they're kind of set up. Now this is called Broken Dreams, and Eric will tell me once again.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happened here. So this is some tubing that I was making, and it was going to be really beautiful rainbow tubing. But as I was like pulling it down and pulling it out, this end of it, I don't usually use a very small handle, and this end had a small handle, and it snapped right off the handle, and it was just so jagged that there was no way that I could put another handle on it fast enough before this cooled down. And once it cools down, you're not gonna be able to reheat it without it starting to crack and sort of explode itself.
But it's really neat to show the setup of how you do things, and I think that's really cool. You can see all the rods
in the back that it's like actually just glass rods. And then up in here, it's all just one piece of glass now.
Yeah, that is really neat. Okay, I think we'll take a look at what you're doing. Now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to show these pieces. Now are we starting the demonstration from a piece like this?
We're gonna start from a piece very similar to one like this, and we're just gonna shape that up there and get it into marble form.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we're doing here.
All right. Well, this is my torch, and we're using a mixture of propane and oxygen to run this. If you'd like, we also have a couple extra glasses. If you guys want to wear some of these, you're welcome to. Put those right there for you.
Okay. We'll see how bright it gets.
You should put it on. I can't hear your eye.
Okay.
And then we want to keep it.
We'll see.
So this torch is a triple mix torch. It runs one propane valve and 2 oxygen valves, and it actually has an air valve, but I'm not going to be using the air on it today. And that's the center main flame of it. When I'm getting it all set up, I sort of go through all the flames to make sure I have it how I want it.
Okay.
And so now I'm going to check this flame. That's good. I'm going to check the big flame.
Wow.
That's good.
Feel the heat from that.
Yeah, you can really feel how it just radiates off of that.
Like right now.
So that's the lightsaber right there. That's
Lightsaber.
Yeah.
okay. So let me grab this here little marble. Now it gets a little bit dirty in the kiln, so I'm gonna wipe its dust off.
Uh-huh. So you were kind of preheating that so it could take the severe heat. Is that what you're doing?
because you can't just take the cold one and put it in the fire, but I can take this one and get it out here and start warming it up. And then once it gets a little bit warm, you'll see this blank. Well, sometimes I'll call it the blank. This one, it has a twisty on the end that is just, not ready yet, and the bottom of it is not come together very well. So there's like a couple other things we're gonna do to this. The first thing I'm gonna do is finish this twist and get the termination really nice and clean.
So you actually started as a welder, is that what I heard?
That is right. Yeah, I was and I was a mason before that.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I was a stonemason for about 5 years, and I worked with a guy that was designing buildings that had a lot of metal work done to them. And I saw these. I was like laying bricks and blocks, and we see these welder guys come in and just bring their pieces of metal and they'd be gone, and like that was all their job was. And I'm like, oh, I might be in the wrong business. And so I took some welding classes, and I got into that, and that was really where I got the kind of my knowledge base to not blow myself up. It's really yeah. So I started as a welder, and now I'm just a glass welder.
You're an artist. Definitely.
So I got that termination nice, and I just put another handle on the end here. And what I'm going to do is sort of walk my way down it with a heat band and give it bends to make it go back and forth. And that's sort of the theme of this marble.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's cool.
Takes a little bit to get these heat bands in it. And you do them one at a time.
Well, Eric has been featured on Indiana Journey, which is a PBS channel here in Indiana, and that's how I became acquainted with him. And you must be very recognized to be on there.
Blowing.
Yeah.
See, I'm a glass blower.
So you put a little air in it. What are you doing?
I'm actually blowing on it to cool my handle end.
Okay.
And that was specific move that was necessary right there. So this type of glass blowing is actually called lamp working. So if you think of glass blowing in general, like it's not really like this type. It's done with the furnace and the glory hole and the bench that they sit at and work it. But this is lamp working is the style that's done on the flame like this. And so that's what I'm into is borosilicate lamp working. And yeah, I've been doing these marbles for about 4 years.
So do you always, I mean, you never come out of the fire then? You just, doing this process, you're always on the flame?
Well, no. I just do whatever I have to do to make the heat be what I want the heat to be. So it's like, no, I would say I definitely bob in and out of the flame. I'm sort of like, right now, like, one way is bent a little bit farther than what I want it to do. Or actually, one's bent right and the other one's not bent far enough. Because I'm trying to make a W here.
Okay.
So I'm going to cool down the other side and go back to my cold side over here and bend it just a little bit farther, because that's really what my look is all about, is like making this W like just sort of the perfect bends, and then shaping it nice and round.
How interesting.
So there we go. Now it's really much more even. And now I'm going to take this and take the handle on my left hand and take that one off. And we're going to clean up that end there and make it ready to turn around.
Oh, how neat. Yeah, it's funny how glass changes color with heat. We have artists from Fenton that paint for us, and they pre-fire their pieces because they're working on vintage glass. And even after 20, 30, 40 years, the glass will still change color under heat. Sometimes we don't know what we're going to come up with.
Now, I felt it moved sort of in a way that I didn't want it to when I put the crimp on it, and so I actually used the crimp to twist it back in the direction that I wanted it. That's sort of like, you just kind of get these little tricks that you develop over time on these things to keep your lines straight.
You probably get a feel for how the glass is going to play.
Oh yeah, like I really have done this move like every day, day in and day out for at least 3 years. So, and I mean, I really don't get sick of it. It's like, because there's so many different ways to do it. Like, I don't know. And like when you make something, it's so, I mean, you see them like literally using like fire and this stuff. Like there's no, it's precise, but it's not exact. And because it's not exact, like it's never the same twice.
Sure.
And so that's sort of what keeps it interesting for me, is that it's never exactly the same.
As an artist, that would be the way you'd want it, because if it was the same every time, it wouldn't.
You just couldn't do it, yeah.
Well, they're all one of a
Really be
kind.
much.
Right. Well, that's what Dave always told us when
Yeah.
he said, you know, Fenton's had a deal where they go through and say it was a second. Dave always said there is no seconds because.
Oh, I definitely believe in seconds.
With the marble.
When I do a bad thing to it, yeah. But you know, it just is a point of view. Yeah, I'm just like gonna sort of like get that tip
Look at
to
how
come
hot
down just a little bit. You don't want to move it all at once. That's one of the tricks for sure. Is
Oh.
to just sort of let it gradually do its thing.
How hot is the flame? Is there?
It's about 3,500 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, and the glass to move the way it moves, right now it's probably around 2,000 degrees.
I have a. This may be a dumb question. Is the glass actually on fire?
No, not at all. That's just the solar. That's they call that oh my gosh. There's a flare that comes off of the glass while it's in the fire, and that flare is what you're seeing. It's not actually catching it on fire.
So making a marble takes a lot hotter temperature than we use in our kilns for our glass, for painting on glass, because I think that's like 1,500 or something. I can't remember. Wow.
So my kiln itself just holds the glass right around 1,000 degrees most of the times.
Mm-hmm.
And so as long as I keep it at 1,000 degrees, that's like pretty happy for borosilicate. Its annealing temperature is like 1,050 degrees.
So what does annealing mean?
The annealing is sort of, in the simple term, is like making sure all the glass molecules are happy. And like de-stressing the glass.
Okay, that's a good way of looking at it.
Because when you move glass, like if you, things like expand and contract when you heat them up and cool them down. And so when you expand, or when you heat up glass, it's expanded. And when you just let it cool down naturally, it will it can break itself because it's like the outside will shrink, but the inside is still big.
Yeah.
Because it's still hot. Like it takes a long time for the heat to soak through that glass or to go away from the glass.
Yes. Now, what did one of our ladies say? Because I thought just the opposite. I thought if we put something in a kiln and it's thin glass, it'll be better than if it's thick glass. It'll survive it more. But she said no, because the thicker the glass, the harder it is to put in a kiln and not get cracks because it has to cool down.
Yeah, and you have to actually bring it up to temperature even more slowly.
Yes,
too.
yes. Let's see if I can get over here.
So I'm just like heating it up and moving it just a little bit at a time. That was kind of aggressive. I don't know if it seems to you guys that I moved it very far, but that was a little aggressive. Now I'm gonna shape it just a little bit. It's not gonna get all the way there. There's gonna be just a little bit of an edge, and we're gonna go and do it one more time. It's mostly gonna get rid of the edge, and then at that time we're gonna start changing the position of the handle here, or the punty. Yeah, that's nice.
So there's nothing in the mold there. I always thought maybe there was water or something, but of course there wouldn't be water because you don't want it to cool. So
Well,
it's just.
So now in the real glass blowing, they use water now.
In newspaper.
Yeah, in newspaper or cherry wood. But in my style, you don't really need the water. So it's just gonna sit there, right like that. And I'm going to reposition the handle and just cleaning up the handle and getting it ready to go. And watch, you just touch it right on there, and it's good to go. I tilt like this and let it harden up just a little bit.
Whoa.
Now we're into it again.
So I thought it was finished, but are you polishing it, Mike?
Oh yeah, no, it's not done. It's not all the way around. If you look in the reflection, you see how there's like little bumps and stuff. Like,
Okay.
No, we're gonna have to take it a little bit further to get it like really round, like to be, I gotta have this level of quality control when you professionally make them. So, yeah, I try not to have any bumps on them. Most marbles will have a point on them in real glass blowing where you disconnected it, and it will have kind of a point there that you can see. Well, doing this for years now, I've developed a pretty good method to almost make it go away. So on my marbles, like that's sort of like the game is like if you can figure out where my last handle is on it, you're doing pretty good because I try to hide it as much as possible. And this is as much as a person that's been doing it for 4 or 5 years can do it.
Wow.
That speed there is important. When you spin it right there, to start it kind of slow and then speed it up. That'll really, you get a feel for how round it is when it's going nice and smooth. Now I'm just checking the back side here with the reflection of the light. It's pretty good.
Yes.
Now I'm going to do one more.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
why are you taking the handle off and putting it on so much?
Well, you can't really reach the whole marble like with the handle on it. You know?
Oh, okay.
So this changes I'm changing the position. I usually divide these into thirds. And so that way I smooth this one third, smooth this third, smooth the other third. And by the time I've got it all gone through all the process, then I know in my heart this really as smooth as I could have got it and as round as I could have got it. You know? I have no question in my mind. So that's basically just a process that I've developed that really ensures that it's nice and round and smooth. So this is the final handle. And it's already really, really close. So one like this, Just depends on who you're talking to. But if you wanted to contact me for one like this, usually this is about a $50 marble here.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
we'll put your contact information below. Everybody, it'll be in the description if you want to look below. If you want to get a hold of Eric.
But they go up and down from that point. That's a good
Oh, that's beautiful.
view of it. Yeah, you really see like this twists on the edges.
I don't know if you can see the color in there. That's what particularly drew me to Eric's work is the sparkle in the middle, like the frit. But I don't know what it is. But
That's called dichroic.
dichroic. Yes, beautiful.
Okay, so now I'm going to take this off its handle. It's just about done. I have a tool that I'm looking for. Here we go. This is my premium marble moving tool. The handle was made by a good friend here in town.
Oh, wow. We really don't know what the color is going to be like. That's the fun part.
Yeah, so this one has magentas, and you can kind of see the magenta. It's like a pinkish magenta. And then it also has orange, red, and yellow twisty with a white core. And you can kind of see the white core. And then the other twisty that's in it is actually, it looks like clear and white right now.
Uh-huh.
Right in the middle there. But that's going to all start to fade in a red color. So it's all like red and pink themed, this one.
Yes. Isn't that cool?
We'll kind of turn
I love glass.
this around. Yeah, it's a good hot shot for it.
Yes. Oh, beautiful.
And do you have to put that inside your kiln for how long?
Yeah, it has to. I sit it in there overnight, so like it's this ready in the next day.
Sure.
But really, you're supposed to hold it for about an hour per quarter-inch thick. Is sort of like the rule of thumb.
Oh, that is so neat.
So about 5 hours for one like that, but I just pretty much run everything the same.
We're going to go back and look at your marbles again. So if you're interested in anything from Eric, Eric does. If you find Eric's marbles in the wild, they do have his signature on it. Eric, what did you say your signature was? Your initials?
It's BX, and then it'll have the year that I made it. So
Okay.
right now they're being signed BX22.
So we had to do an upload today because of internet issues. If you see anything here that you would be interested in, screenshot it and either send it to me or Eric so that he can have it and he will know what you're talking about. His marbles range in price from
$30 to about $250.
okay. So they're really quite reasonable. Oh my gosh. They're just, I wish you could see it. I wish I had a camera where I could really capture it, but you can see the idea here. John, can you hold one of these marbles? I think with your hand in the background.
Which one?
Any of them has got some pretty colors in it. Look at that. There you go.
Perfect. No one here kind of see the
Look
light.
at that. Oh my goodness.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Take that over.
There, look at
Oh,
that.
with the black glove, it
Yeah,
doesn't go through.
it adds a little bit of,
Yes.
Doesn't
They are
show your
just
hand.
gorgeous.
yeah, like
Skin color.
I'm
And
bad
then
about
The
my
sea
fingernails.
turtles. The sea turtles are $40. And then he's got some pendants and stuff down here. Some of them are $20. They're all different prices, but like I said, if you take a screenshot, Eric can go ahead and know which one you're looking at. I wish we could have done a live today, but that's okay. Just take a screenshot and support your small business, right? There you go. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Well, I got it a little
Yes, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get one of these myself. Okay, Eric.
close.
Thank you so much for bringing us in your shop. Thanks, John, for helping with the internet. We're going to walk up here one more time. And we will say so long to Eric and his workbench. And thank you so much again, Eric.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.